But here's the interesting thing, the connections, right? So we know that Combs is often spotted in society circles, from music industry events to fashion shows to corporate meetups. But sometimes he is seen at political events. And Combs has shown public support for both Democratic and Republican candidates in the past. Support, though, has seemed to lean Democratic over the past few years, because back in the 90s, Sean Combs and not yet President of the United States yet, Donald Trump, they met. Both are from New York. They would apparently cross paths occasionally. Page Six reported back in May that Trump was one of the celebrities featured in a video invitation to Combs' 29th birthday party.
Now, it's been no secret over the last couple of decades, Sean Diddy Combs has gained an enormous amount of power, rather through political, financial, or influential. Victims say these very three things are the reasons why they were scared to even expose Diddy for his alleged crimes. And when you a person like Diddy, who's been gaining political, financial, and influential power for decades while expanding your reach, whole time becoming a household name, as a victim, to me it's understandable of being skeptical out in a powerful man like Sean Diddy Combs. Even the singer Dawn Richards from Danity Kane was skeptical at times and even intimidated by Diddy's power. But check this out as she spoke on alleged allegations, of things she experienced while being around Diddy. Check this out, then we coming right back.
There were many well-known celebrities at the after party, and copious amounts of illegal drugs were being openly consumed. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs had arranged for dozens of young women and girls, some of whom appeared to be underage, to be transported to the party. The women arrived wearing little to no clothing and were given drugs and alcohol. Many of them appeared lethargic or passed out, while Mr. Combs and his guests performed sexual acts on them. Ms. Richard believed that her presence at the party was a test to see whether Mr. Combs could trust her. Knowing that she was not free to leave and had to wait for Miss Clark to help her orchestrate her departure, Miss Richard experienced feelings of panic and being trapped against her will. Mr. Combs regularly placed Miss Richard in similar situations with no means to escape. At Mr. Combs' drug-fueled parties, his guests, including Miss Richard, was required to surrender their phones upon entry. Mr. Combs kept the door locked and guarded by security personnel, making it impossible for Miss Richard to leave without alerting Mr. Combs that she had done so. Mr. Combs hired police officers to attend his parties, sending a clear message to guests that his influence extended to law enforcement officers, creating a climate of fear and a tactic warning that reporting him to authorities would be both unacceptable and futile.
Now, once again, these allegations of law enforcement being present at these alleged freak-offs come from a very credible source, Dawn Richards from Danity Kane. Now, I want you to think from a law enforcement perspective for a minute, right? And we just thinking logical. If you are an officer of the law attending a type of explicit freak-off like this, and you pretty much being there for security, right? Not only is your badge on the line, but your freedom is on the line as well. I mean, if anybody know the legal trouble some of these activities taking place at these alleged freak-offs is going down, if anybody know, is law enforcement. You get what I'm saying? So for you to accept this type of job, witnessing these type of activities discreetly, you gotta be in Diddy's pocket. And just like some of the dirty cops being in some of these drug kingpin pockets, man, the minute you aware to criminal activity is happening and you getting paid for it, ain't too much you can say without being implicated as well. So once you tied in, unfortunately, you in, straight up. So it's in your favor as well to conceal any reports that's made about these freak-offs, anything that can lead down a rabbit hole that'll eventually come back to you being in Diddy's pockets, allegedly. And matter of fact, while I'm speaking on being in pockets and hiding things discreetly, Reggie White from a platform called Bomb First speaks on an alleged report being pushed to the back that was made against Diddy. Check this out, and we coming right back.
But there's a situation that's going on that went on in Oakland, right? And there's this attorney I've been talking about, Miss Kidd, where she said that she filed a police report, or her victim filed a police report in 2018 in Oakland, or up in that area, in the Northern California area. And she said that nothing ever happened with that police report. And she went down and filed a police report. And now they acting like they can't even find the police report, or she hoping to get it real soon. But the allegations were made in 2018. And it got kicked aside.
Now, Diddy might be a lot of things, man. Matter of fact, cocky and arrogant as well. But Diddy is not no dummy, straight up. And Diddy has spent decades gaining power, man. Political, financial, and influential. And these three things alone are the reason he's been able to allegedly get away with these type of accusations for years. And it's others who's in these same positions of power, allegedly, who's hoping they don't end up being exposed from the spotlight being on Diddy. And if law enforcement is really out here doing away with reports being made on top of Diddy being in their pockets, got them guarding doors while alleged crimes are being committed, then yeah, if you Diddy, it's easy to feel untouchable. And if you a victim, it's easy to feel hopeless as a victim and to feel like it's no point in trying to even seek justice. But with politicians, influence, and law enforcement all on Diddy's side, of course the feds couldn't touch Diddy, man, until Cassie came to light, brung everything out to light, and then others brung stuff out to light, and then everybody started feeling like they had the power to speak up. But before that, yeah, it's easy. It's a lot of people that say, well, why didn't people speak up at first and all this? Well, after you see this video, if you question those things, you could understand, man, from Diddy, for them three things, man, the politicians, the influence that Diddy had, and the money. If you a victim, yeah, it's hard to speak up, man. So yeah, that all of that is understandable if you from a victim's perspective, straight up.
Is it goes to that idea, and it's a common theme put forward by prosecutors. It's also a common theme that you saw in the lawsuits, the power of Diddy, right? Look at his influence, look at his power. Right. This is why a lot of these accusers didn't come forward initially. Think about his connections. That's what I take away from it more than anything.
And he has very powerful connections, as you say, and an enormous amount of money. And I think that's why, yeah, you haven't had these allegations come out until now, particularly when in 2017, when you had the Me Too movement, so much of this stuff had come out about people that were immensely powerful and that were able to keep their accusers silent for years. Harvey Weinstein is the best example of that. The fact that these allegations against Diddy didn't come out then and are only coming out now, I think is a testament to his power.
See, what you got to understand is if you got politicians in your pocket, law enforcement in your pocket, a lot of money in your pocket, influence in your pocket, man, that makes you a very powerful person, man. So it's very understandable why a small victim with just a accusation can be silenced when a person got all those things going for themselves. So yeah, them three things is the reason why a person can allegedly get away with all of these so-called allegations for a very long time. So yeah, that part. This Bezo, I said what I said. Y'all make sure y'all like, y'all share, y'all subscribe, tune in, because I'm going to continue going in. I said what I said, and yeah, once again, hit that subscribe button, because we're going to keep you updated and never outdated. I said what I said. Peace.